Welcome to Alaska, the last frontier, where nature's raw beauty takes center stage. From the towering peaks of Denali National Park to the icy wonders of Glacier Bay, and from the vibrant streets of Anchorage to the serene waters of Kenai Fjords, Alaska is a land of epic landscapes, rich wildlife, and unforgettable adventures. Whether you're chasing the northern lights, kayaking past massive glaciers, or hiking through untouched wilderness, every corner of Alaska tells a story. So, grab your gear and join us as we explore the best places to visit in Alaska. And hey, if you're excited about this adventure, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more breathtaking journeys. Denali National Park and Preserve. This place isn't just a destination, it's an experience. Stretching over 6 million acres of untamed wilderness in Alaska, it's home to Denali, North America's tallest peak, towering at 20,310 feet. Whether you're an adventurer, a nature lover, or someone who just wants to escape into pure serenity, Denali delivers on every front. One of the coolest things about Denali is its sheer vastness and raw beauty. Picture snow-capped mountains, endless tundra, and winding rivers cutting through the wilderness. It's one of those places where every view feels like a postcard. But the real stars here are the wildlife. Grizzly bears, moose, caribou, Dall sheep, and even wolves roam freely. If you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of them while exploring the park. Now, the best way to see Denali? The Denali Park Road, a single 92-mile road winding through the heart of the park. Private cars can only go so far, but park buses offer incredible opportunities to spot wildlife and soak in the stunning scenery. And if you're feeling adventurous, hiking off-trail is actually encouraged here. There are no set trails in most of the park, so you can roam freely through the wilderness. Just make sure you're prepared. Another must-do is a flight-seeing tour. Seeing Denali from the sky, with its massive glaciers and sharp ridges, is nothing short of breathtaking. And if you're lucky enough to visit on a clear day, when Denali isn't hidden behind clouds, which happens often, the view is unforgettable. For those visiting in winter, Denali transforms into a snow-covered wonderland. Activities like dog sledding, cross-country skiing, and northern light spotting make it a magical experience. But let me ask you this, if you had the chance to visit Denali, would you rather explore the park by hiking, take a scenic bus tour, or soar above it on a flight-seeing trip? Drop your choice in the comments. I'd love to know. Glacier Bay National Park. This place feels like stepping into another world. Located in southeast Alaska, it's a breathtaking mix of towering glaciers, crystal-clear fjords, and snow-capped mountains. It's no wonder it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most stunning natural wonders in the United States. The main stars here are, of course, the glaciers. Imagine standing on the deck of a boat and watching massive chunks of ice, sometimes the size of buildings, crash into the sea with a thunderous roar. This phenomenon is called calving, and trust me, it's one of those moments that stays with you forever. Margerie Glacier is one of the most famous here, with its bright blue ice and constant activity. But it's not just about glaciers. The wildlife in Glacier Bay is incredible. Keep an eye out for humpback whales, orcas, sea otters, and even sea lions lounging on the ice. And if you're lucky, you might spot a bald eagle soaring overhead or a brown bear foraging along the shoreline. Exploring Glacier Bay usually happens by boat or cruise ship, as most of the park is only accessible by water. Kayaking is another fantastic option if you want a more intimate experience with the icy waters and towering cliffs around you. For those who prefer staying on land, Bartlett Cove is the park's main hub, offering hiking trails through lush temperate rainforests and quiet spots to simply soak in the surroundings. Now, here's something cool. Glacier Bay isn't just about stunning views. It's also a living laboratory for climate change. The glaciers here have been retreating for centuries, and scientists are constantly studying the region to understand how our planet is evolving. But let me ask you this. If you visited Glacier Bay, would you prefer cruising through the icy waters on a boat, paddling up close in a kayak, or hiking through the rainforests around Bartlett Cove? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'd love to know. And if you're enjoying this journey through Alaska's icy wonderland, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for upcoming travel adventures. Anchorage, Alaska's largest city and the perfect blend of urban convenience and wild, untamed nature. This isn't your typical city break. It's a place where you can grab a coffee downtown in the morning and be surrounded by towering mountains or spotting moose in the afternoon. Let's start with the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail, an 11-mile stretch of pure scenic bliss. Whether you walk, bike, or jog, this trail hugs the coastline and offers some of the best views of Cook Inlet, with the possibility of spotting bald eagles, moose, or even beluga whales if you're lucky. For history and culture buffs, Anchorage Museum is a must-visit. It's not just an art or history museum. It's a deep dive into Alaska's indigenous heritage, natural history, and modern culture. Right next door, you've got the Alaska Native Heritage Center, where you can learn about the rich traditions, dances, and stories of Alaska's First Peoples. Nature lovers are in for a treat because Chugach State Park is practically Anchorage's backyard. It's one of the largest state parks in the United States, with endless hiking trails, lakes, and viewpoints that will leave you speechless. Flat Top Mountain Trail is a local favorite. It's challenging but rewards you with panoramic views of the city and beyond. Wildlife encounters? You don't have to go far. Moose casually wander through neighborhoods, and Kincaid Park is one of the best spots to see them up close. In winter, the city transforms into a snowy wonderland, perfect for dog sledding, cross-country skiing, and catching the magical northern lights. And let's not forget the food. Anchorage has an impressive culinary scene, with everything from fresh Alaskan seafood to local craft breweries. If you're here, trying wild-caught salmon or halibut tacos is pretty much mandatory. Now, here's a question. If you visited Anchorage, would you start with a hike up Flat Top Mountain, stroll along the coastal trail, or dive into history at the Anchorage Museum? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your pick. Fairbanks, the city where Alaska's magic really comes alive. Known as the Golden Heart of Alaska, Fairbanks is where you'll experience extremes, from the midnight sun in summer to the northern lights dancing across the winter sky. Let's start with the northern lights. Fairbanks is one of the best places on Earth to witness this natural light show, especially during the colder months from late August to April. Imagine standing under a sky painted with shades of green, purple, and pink. It's an experience you'll never forget. In the summer, Fairbanks flips the script with the midnight sun. The sun doesn't set for weeks, and it's bright enough at midnight to read a book outside. It's surreal and absolutely worth experiencing at least once in your life. For a little relaxation, head over to the Ketchikan Hot Springs. These natural thermal springs are warm year-round, making them the perfect spot to unwind, especially in winter when steam rises into the crisp, cold air. And bonus, you might even see the northern lights while soaking in the springs. History buffs, you'll love the University of Alaska Museum of the North. It's packed with exhibits on Alaska's history, art, and natural wonders. Plus, there's a massive collection of gold nuggets, indigenous artifacts, and even a mummified bison. And speaking of history, Fairbanks has strong ties to the Alaskan Gold Rush. A visit to Gold Dredge 8 lets you try your hand at gold panning. You might just strike it rich. Wildlife lovers, don't miss the chance to visit the Kramer's Field Migratory Waterfowl Refuge, where you can spot swans, cranes, and other migratory birds. In winter, the area turns into a snowy wonderland perfect for cross-country skiing. Fairbanks isn't just a city, it's a gateway to adventure. It's also one of the starting points for trips to the Arctic Circle, an experience that few people in the world can say they've had. Now here's a question. If you had the chance to visit Fairbanks, would you chase the northern lights, soak in the Ketchikan Hot Springs, or try your luck gold panning at Gold Dredge 8? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'd love to hear which adventure calls to you. Seward and Kenai Fjords National Park. This place feels like a postcard brought to life. Nestled along Alaska's southern coast, Seward serves as the gateway to one of the most jaw-dropping natural landscapes you'll ever see, Kenai Fjords National Park. Let's start with the star of the show, the glaciers. Massive rivers of ice, like the Exit Glacier, are easily accessible by hiking trails, making it one of the few places where you can literally walk right up to a glacier. But the real magic happens on a boat tour through the fjords. Picture towering walls of ice, chunks calving into the sea with a thunderous crack, and icy blue water stretching as far as the eye can see. Wildlife, it's everywhere. Humpback whales breaching, orcas slicing through the waves, sea otters playfully floating on their backs, and puffins perched on rocky cliffs. If you've ever wanted a front row seat to nature's best show, this is it. Seward itself is a charming little coastal town with a laid-back vibe. Stroll along the waterfront, visit the Alaska Sea Life Center to learn about marine conservation, or grab a bowl of fresh seafood chowder at one of the local cafes. For adventurers, hiking the Harding Icefield Trail is an absolute must. It's challenging, but the views of the massive ice fields stretching endlessly into the horizon are worth every step. And if hiking isn't your thing, kayaking through the serene waters of Resurrection Bay offers a quieter way to soak in the beauty. In winter, it transforms into a peaceful wonderland perfect for those who love solitude and snowy landscapes. Now let me ask you, if you visited Seward and Kenai Fjords, would you go for a glacier hike, hop on a boat tour, or kayak through the fjords? Drop your pick in the comments below. I'd love to know which adventure excites you most. Juneau, Alaska's capital city and one of the most unique capitals in the United States. Why? Because you can't drive into Juneau. You either fly in or arrive by boat. Surrounded by towering mountains and icy blue waters, Juneau feels like it's tucked away in its own little corner of paradise. Let's start with the crown jewel, the Mendenhall Glacier. Just a short drive from downtown, this massive glacier stretches over 13 miles, with an icy blue surface that looks otherworldly. You can hike up to the Nugget Falls nearby for some incredible views, or even go kayaking right up to the glacier face if you're feeling adventurous. Another highlight, Mount Roberts Tramway. It takes you 1,800 feet up above the city, offering panoramic views of Juneau, the Gastineau Channel, and surrounding mountains. Once you're at the top, there are hiking trails, a nature center, and even a cozy little restaurant where you can relax with a view. Juneau is also one of the best spots in Alaska for whale watching. Humpback whales, orcas, sea lions, you name it. Hop on a whale watching tour, and chances are you'll witness a humpback breach right in front of you. For history buffs, the Alaska State Museum is a must-visit. It's packed with exhibits on Alaska's indigenous cultures, Russian colonial history, and the state's gold rush era. Speaking of gold, you can actually visit Last Chance Mining Museum to learn about Juneau's gold rush history, and even try panning for gold yourself. The town itself has this charming vibe, with colorful shops, cozy cafes, and local art galleries scattered along the streets. If you're into seafood, Juneau's got some of the best. Fresh king crab legs and salmon are a must-try while you're here. Now, here's something to think about. If you visited Juneau, would you spend your time hiking near Mendenhall Glacier, taking in the views from Mount Roberts Tramway, or whale watching in the icy waters? Drop your pick in the comments below. I'd love to hear what excites you most. And if you're enjoying this journey through Alaska's wild beauty, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more adventures like this one. Ketchikan. The first city you'll often encounter when cruising into Alaska, and trust me, it makes one unforgettable first impression. Known as the salmon capital of the world, this coastal gem is all about vibrant culture, stunning landscapes, and rich history. First stop, Creek Street, one of the most charming spots in town. This historic boardwalk, built on wooden stilts over Ketchikan Creek, used to be the city's red light district during the gold rush era. Today, it's filled with quirky shops, art galleries, and cafes. If you're lucky, you might even spot salmon swimming upstream below the boardwalk during spawning season. Ketchikan is also home to the largest collection of totem poles in the world. You can see these incredible works of art at places like Totem Bight State Historical Park and Saxman Native Village. Each totem tells a story about family lineage, legends, or historical events, and seeing them up close is like walking through a living history book. For nature lovers, Misty Fjords National Monument is a must-visit. It's often called the Yosemite of the North, and for good reason. Towering granite cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and serene blue lakes. It's a wilderness paradise that you can explore by boat, float plane, or kayak. And let's not forget the wildlife. Bald eagles are everywhere. Black bears roam the forests. And if you head out on a boat tour, you might spot seals, whales, and sea lions lounging in the sun. Ketchikan isn't just about sightseeing, it's also about experiences. Whether it's trying your hand at salmon fishing, exploring the lush Tongass National Forest, or simply enjoying fresh Alaskan king crab at a waterfront restaurant, every moment here feels special. Now, let me ask you this. If you had one day in Ketchikan, would you spend it exploring Creek Street, admiring totem poles, or venturing into the wild beauty of Misty Fjords? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'd love to know. Sitka, a coastal town where Russian history, native Alaskan culture, and breathtaking nature all come together in one unforgettable experience. Sitka isn't just a destination, it's a story waiting to be explored. First off, Sitka National Historical Park is an absolute must-visit. It's home to a stunning collection of totem poles, each one telling its own story through intricate carvings. Walking through the forest trails lined with these cultural treasures feels like stepping into a sacred space. For wildlife enthusiasts, Sitka is a dream come true. Whether you're on a wildlife boat tour or just gazing out from the shore, you're likely to spot humpback whales, sea otters, and bald eagles soaring overhead. And if you're lucky, you might even see a brown bear foraging along the coastline. If you're into hiking, the Mount Verstovia Trail offers some of the best views in town. The climb is challenging, but the panoramic views of the surrounding islands and ocean make every step worth it. And here's a unique experience. Visit the Alaska Raptor Center, where injured eagles and other birds of prey are rehabilitated. It's an amazing opportunity to see these majestic creatures up close. Sitka's charm also lies in its slower pace. The harbor views, the friendly locals, and the cozy cafes make it the perfect place to slow down, breathe in the salty sea air, and just enjoy the moment. Now, let me ask you, if you were visiting Sitka, would you spend your time exploring totem pole trails, climbing Mount Verstovia, or taking a wildlife boat tour? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear what excites you most. Homer, often called the halibut fishing capital of the world, and one of Alaska's most charming coastal towns. It's the kind of place where rugged wilderness meets small-town charm, and every corner feels like a postcard waiting to happen. The most iconic spot here is the Homer Spit, a narrow, 4.5-mile stretch of land jutting out into Kayaking Bay. It's lined with quirky shops, cozy seafood shacks, and art galleries showcasing local talent. Walking along the spit with the mountains and glaciers as your backdrop feels almost surreal. Fishing enthusiasts, Homer is your paradise. Whether you're casting a line from the pier or heading out on a chartered fishing trip, catching halibut or king salmon is almost guaranteed. And if you're not into fishing, just watching the boats come in with their fresh catches is an experience in itself. For wildlife lovers, Homer delivers big time. Sea otters lazily float by, bald eagles perch on posts, and if you're lucky, you might spot humpback whales or orcas cruising through the bay. Adventure seekers can hop on a water taxi across the bay to Ketchikan Bay State Park. It's Alaska's first state park and offers some truly stunning hiking trails, with jaw-dropping views of glaciers and rugged coastline. And let's not forget art and culture. Homer has a thriving creative scene. The Pratt Museum is a great stop to learn about local history and marine life, while local galleries display everything from handmade jewelry to stunning Alaskan landscapes. Oh, and the food? With access to some of the freshest seafood in the world, dining in Homer is a treat. Whether it's halibut tacos or clam chowder, every bite tastes like it came straight from the ocean, because it probably did. So, let me ask you, if you had one day in Homer, would you spend it fishing on the Homer Spit, hiking in Ketchikan Bay State Park, or exploring the local art and food scene? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your pick. Talkeetna, a little Alaskan town with a big personality. Nestled at the base of Denali, this quirky village feels like the gateway to adventure, and yet it's so laid back, it's impossible not to fall in love with it. Talkeetna has this old-time charm, with historic buildings, colorful storefronts, and cozy little cafes lining its main street. Walking through town feels like stepping back in time, but with just enough modern flair to keep things interesting. For many visitors, Talkeetna is the starting point for Denali expeditions. Climbers from all over the world gather here before attempting to summit North America's tallest peak. But even if you're not scaling mountains, you can still experience flight-seeing tours that'll take you soaring over Denali, glaciers, and sprawling wilderness. The views are jaw-dropping, to say the least. The Susitna River, flowing right by the town, offers plenty of opportunities for fishing, rafting, or simply soaking in the stunning scenery. And if you're lucky, you might even spot moose, bears, or bald eagles along the shoreline. One of the best things about Talkeetna is its artistic vibe. The town is packed with local art galleries and quirky shops selling handmade crafts, paintings, and Alaskan souvenirs. And let's not forget the food. Whether it's freshly caught salmon or locally brewed beer, Talkeetna knows how to satisfy your taste buds. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Talkeetna once had a cat named Stubbs as its honorary mayor. Yes, a cat. That should tell you everything you need to know about the town's fun and lighthearted spirit. So let me ask you this. If you visited Talkeetna, would you soar above Denali on a flight-seeing tour, fish along the Susitna River, or simply stroll down Main Street soaking up the small-town charm? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'd love to hear what excites you most. And if you're enjoying this journey through Alaska, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for upcoming travel adventures. Kodiak Island, Alaska's emerald jewel and the second largest island in the United States. Known for its rugged coastline, dense forests, and incredible wildlife, Kodiak is the kind of place where nature takes center stage, and every corner feels like an untouched paradise. Let's start with the stars of the show, the Kodiak brown bears. These giants are the largest bears in the world, and Kodiak Island is one of the best places to see them in their natural habitat. Kodiak National Wildlife Refuge covers 2/3 of the island, offering incredible opportunities for bear viewing, especially during salmon season. But Kodiak isn't just about bears. The island is surrounded by pristine waters, making it a paradise for fishing enthusiasts. Whether you're after halibut, salmon, or crab, the fishing here is world-class. If casting a line isn't your thing, a boat tour around the island will still give you incredible views of whales, sea otters, puffins, and even orcas. For history buffs, Fort Abercrombie State Historical Park is a must-visit. Once a World War II coastal defense installation, it's now a peaceful spot with hiking trails, wildflower meadows, and breathtaking views of the Pacific. And speaking of history, Kodiak's Russian heritage is still very much alive. The Baranov Museum tells the story of the island's Russian past, and Holy Resurrection Russian Orthodox Church, with its classic onion domes, stands as a symbol of that legacy. Outdoor lovers will find no shortage of adventure here, whether it's hiking up Barometer Mountain, kayaking through the fjords, or exploring hidden beaches. Kodiak is the ultimate playground for anyone who loves the great outdoors. And let's not forget the food. Fresh seafood dominates the menu here. Think king crab legs, smoked salmon, and hearty seafood chowders. Every bite tastes like it came straight from the ocean. Now let me ask you, if you visited Kodiak Island, would you spend your time bear watching at the wildlife refuge, fishing in the rich waters, or exploring the island's Russian history? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'd love to hear what excites you most. Wrangell-St. Elias National Park, the largest national park in the United States, and a place where the word vast feels like an understatement. Covering over 13 million acres, this park is bigger than Switzerland, and every corner of it is packed with jaw-dropping scenery, rugged mountains, and untouched wilderness. This park is home to some of the tallest peaks in North America, including Mount St. Elias, towering at 18,008 feet. The landscapes here are wild and dramatic, with massive glaciers, sprawling ice fields, and roaring rivers carving their way through the terrain. One of the most incredible things about Wrangell-St. Elias is how remote it feels. It's not one of those parks where you'll find crowded viewpoints or busy parking lots. Instead, it's an adventure lover's paradise. Whether you're into hiking, backcountry camping, or glacier trekking, the possibilities here are endless. For those looking for a taste of history, the Kennecott Mines National Historic Landmark is a must-visit. This abandoned copper mining town, with its red wooden buildings standing against a backdrop of glaciers and mountains, feels like something out of a movie. You can explore the historic mill building and learn about the lives of the miners who once worked here. Wildlife enthusiasts will feel right at home. The park is teeming with grizzly bears, moose, caribou, Dall sheep, and even wolves. If you're lucky, you might spot these incredible animals roaming the vast tundra or grazing along riverbanks. One of the most unforgettable experiences here is flight seeing. Seeing the park's glaciers and peaks from above gives you a whole new perspective on just how massive and untouched this place really is. But here's the thing, Wrangell-St. Elias isn't for the faint of heart. Its remote nature means you've got to come prepared. But if you do, the reward is an adventure you'll remember forever. Now let me ask you, if you had the chance to visit Wrangell-St. Elias, would you explore the historic Ketchikan mines, hike across a glacier, or take a flight-seeing tour over the ice fields? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'd love to hear what excites you most. That's a wrap on our adventure through Alaska, a land of majestic mountains, calving glaciers, and incredible wildlife encounters. From the charming town of Talkeetna to the stunning beauty of Denali and the tranquil waters of Homer, Alaska truly is a destination like no other. Now it's your turn. Which Alaskan adventure would you embark on first? Share your pick in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this journey through the wild beauty of Alaska, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an adventure. Until next time, happy exploring.